we are starting the last panel in this afternoon session. I'm going to ask my colleagues in this panel to share with us the stage. I think that it is afternoon, we have after a social agenda, but it is an agenda, so we are going to presentations quite light, quite interesting, our marketing and that kind of aspects for tourism people. So I ask to come to the stage Silvia Sineje from Budapest Spas, from Hungary. She is on behalf of Ildikó Suits, that was previously should hear, but because of a health problem she should remain. Of course. I asking the support, estamos solicitando el apoyo de personal de Diputación para cerrar el grifo, más que nada por el ruido, para poder seguir las ponencias. Oscar Suárez, Director Markets in ImproTour. This is the National Institute for Tourism Promotion in Argentina. Armando Gea, Vice Mayor from Ourense Thermal Capital. It's up to you, Armando. It's up to you. I will be the fourth in this tourism panel to introduce our projects in Ourense Thermal Province. I promise to be short because I said we are quite late and we need to be out at 5:30 to go on time for the experience on thermal springs, because we cannot spend a whole day talking about hot springs and not try, I think so. No? Our Belgian colleagues are, so some ECTA members could already follow this presentation last assembly in celebrating in Montbui, in Caldes de Montbui. At this moment, with the support of Galician government and the central government of Spain, the Ministry of Tourism, we are developing from Diputación de Ourense a sustainable thermal plan. And of course, we are a destination that is part of this network of ECTA association. We are over here in this region, very close to north of Portugal, and Galicia and north of Portugal altogether are a strong region, European region, in our number and quality of our hot springs. We are in Ourense Thermal Capital. After my presentation, Armando, we talk about the capital, but Ourense province has another 15 thermal villages in our territory, and so this plan is focused on the rural areas because we find out that thermal could be a good tool to promote our fight with the bad challenge that we have, that is the population decrease. So, which is the main objective of this plan? Is to harmonize the different two models that we have in Ourense province of thermalism. Of course, we have 7, and at the end of this plan, we would be open the 8th thermal spas in the province. That is not this, it's the thermal spa in Leiro, in Verán, and we also have the open air thermal pools. We have open air thermal pools in Ourense thermal capital, but we also have Ourense thermal pools in another interesting places and historic places such as Bande, Presigueiro in Rivadavia. Cenlle also has open air thermal pools. So our challenge is, in terms of quality and sustainable tourism, mix these two models of thermal that make the difference in our province. And which are the 16 actions that we are going to develop, and that I'm not going to speak one by one. Don't worry about that. With 5 lines, strategic lines, that is sustainable growth, space and people, competitive transformation, that part is where we are working with the little companies and entrepreneurs, product and marketing, and cooperative management and touristic intelligence. Anyway, these are the strategic lines that the candidatures to this kind of programs in Spain are required. This is one of our thermal historic places in Bande. That is a Roman camp that we have there since 1,000 years. In the action plan, one of our strategic projects that we would like to share with partners as you, that is our observatory, our specialized worldwide thermal observatory. In the last meeting that we could share with the United Nations World Tourism Organization some weeks ago, to go on the agenda with the memorandum of the ECTA with this agency, we offer ECTA and of course our region to help in developing this thermal strategy global and worldwide, and so I think it is a really important step. So we talked with the United Nations World Tourism Organization the possibility to start, for example, in Ourense, with the support of this plan, the model of data we need to study and take over to share the model with other thermal destinations, and so test it, and in the future have a tested model for sustainable thermal tourism. But of course, we need data, and we need to agree which data our destinations need. And as, for example, the Spanish president Spas told in his speech in the morning, this is not only sustainable in terms of environment, of course it is. It should be in terms of rural development, in terms of employment, in terms of different things. We also have a part of smart thermalism. Diputación of Ourense has another big project with 3 million euros that is focused on the digitalization of the destination. And so we have 13 different components. We are not going to speak about all of them, but of course in the sustainability plan we mix this part of digitalization, especially to get this kind of data and information, but also to give a customized experience to our visitors. We could go on, please. Another kind of actions we are developing in this project is a special thermocosmetic development with the Ourense thermal brand. Of course, this is something that many of your destinations already has, We were also in São Pedro do Sul in another assembly in France. This is something that you have really developed. Here we have little companies that are working with thermal water to develop their cosmetics and their products. But we think that from this plan we should use it like a brand of a health and quality destination as well. And the possibility to create new sustainable tours, and we have in our tourism brand that has 4 colors. Thermal is blue of course, natural green, yellow is for heritage, the red one for wine and gastronomy. And we need something that mix all these kind of resources. And we are thinking about projects like, for example, thermal eco boats that you could go out from your thermal spa in this eco boat and you could arrive in a winery, you could go to visit our heritage and make these new touristic routes joining all the resources with this project. This makes part also from this sustainability plan. Next one, please. We are focusing as well in 3 new mineral water recognitions in the province for 3 more thermal villages and thermal places here. The people that has been working in this field know how long it takes to develop a new mineral water recognition. This is something long, that is something hard. You need to study the water, analyze the water during many years. Sometimes the water is not so accessible, so the development is not easy at all. And we are putting all our effort to give to 3 of our thermal municipalities this tool. Here you have the possibility to go on and look for your investors, because now you have this tool, this recognition for your water. If you don't have the mineral water recognition, you cannot have any approach. So I think that's the more difficult part of the project, but it's the one that I am more enthusiastic with it. This is one of our historic thermal places in where we are going to. Here we have in Caldeliñas, Berín, an historic recognition from 1850, but not at the moment in Berín, and we are working to. I think it probably will be the first we achieve. Mm-hmm. And of course, we are working in facilities, as I told before. We are renewing one of our thermal spa facilities in Verán, in Leiro, and we expect to be open next year. So next year we have 8 thermal spas. We are working in another kind of mix. For example, in Cortegada thermal spa, this is a mineral thermal spa, traditional one, and we are going to look for the best way to mix with a thermal open air pool. So study how we can, this kind of 2 different models that we talked at the first moment, we could mix in a good way and present and introduce a really different product in the market. Of course, we have many other investments in the part of facilities, but I'm not going. And we need to, maybe in other countries, for example, Portugal, the kids were used to thermal water and the treatments very soon, but it doesn't have. This is not happening in Spain. It is not happening in Spain. So we need to promote this view of a health destination, but from the point of view of prevention. Of course, so the pandemic showed us that we cannot bet everything to the social thermal programs in Spain. We need to work with the private clients, we need to work with the families, and we need to include the kids from the very beginning of their lives. So we are going to promote in one of our thermal villages a pedagogical garden to educate them about the thermal water and the role that a thermal water could have in a province like ours. This is are part of the facilities we are going to work with, and we are also supporting new thermal pools in open air. We are going to promote the first, I think it is the first, at least in Galicia, maybe in Spain, thermal pool, totally accessible, open air, I mean, not the facilities in the thermal space, open air facility where we could get in with a chair wheel to make it easier for all kind of audience and public. Next one, please. And we are, of course, we have many other communication actions. Our idea is to use the plan to move the new kind of consumer. Diputación of Ourense has developed a really good program, social thermal program that most of you know, and that it was presented in many editions of Thermatalia and in another congresses, that, and you know about it, that is that mixed train with the thermal spas and all the treatments and all the tourism. It's a really good tourist product, but it's also a social thermal program. So with this plan, we are trying to move to this other kind of client that is betting to a healthy style of life and in a position like that it looks for good gastronomy and some other different experience, you know. And the niche, of course, marketing in I think in every kind of sectors, not only in this, especially in tourism sector, has changed a lot, and now we cannot afford the markets all over the same. It's impossible because I think that is like losing money, and unfortunately the budgets in the institutions are not so big, so we are working in niche. Here we have a special product that was kind of success in the past, that is the thermal sports, especially in the discipline of road. There are coming people from before pandemic from different places of the world that were coming here to train because our natural resources, because we are a good place to do that, and because they were making their treatments in the spa thermal hotel, and so if with the thermal water, their body is in the possibility to train more. If you train more, you are a better sport player. So this is the idea that we would like to share with other kind of sports. It's a good example, and we are analyzing others that could be interested for our destination. And next month we are going to have a farm trip with different sports decision maker to share with them our destination. Oops. So the investment in this project is 3 million, up to 3 million euro, but of course there are, this is in the line with some other projects that is a mix, and we have recently opened a website, and this is the end. The website is in Spanish because, you know, this is a Spanish plan, but it's easy to translate with the Google tools. And so here, this is not a destination website. It is a website for the following up of the project and to know with achievements and with of the actions and how we are going on with these different actions. So this is our thermal tourist project in progress. There are people here that makes part of the commission. I can see Laura, that is part of the commission, the Secretary of Diputación, members, of course, from the Spanish government, and I expect in 3 years we could share you these new achievements with this project. Thank you so much for your attendance. Thank you so much.